So, hey kids, I'm in the bathtub today because I need to soak my legs because they be sore as shit. Today's topic is the first and only time I shot up crystal meth. So, I was interested. I have been doing crystal meth for a few months at this point, and friends that I had over, asked if I wanted. I asked them if I could try, and I said, "Could you doctor me up?" They're like, "Fine, sure, let's do this." They gave me what would be a 30 unit smash, which is 3 cc's, which would be roughly 3 points. I'm gonna go, give or take. It's a large amount, okay. Fuck, I hate talking about this, but so they told me first you're gonna taste it, then you're gonna feel a little, you're gonna probably cough a little bit, and then you're going to feel the warmth in your toes, and it's going to spread its way up, and you're going to be high. So off they went, tied me up. I looked away. Lo and behold, I tasted it. It was fucking nasty. Still baffles me to this day that you could taste it through your veins. You could actually freaking taste it. Like every part of me was tasting this. My entire body was tasting this chemical that was going into my veins and about to alter my entire being. So that happened, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, this is a little fucked. So then I started feeling the heat in my toes working its way up, and just all of a sudden, I was high. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I took off all my fucking clothing and I stood in front of the fan. It was summer at the time, so I stood in front of the fan and air was blowing at me. My friends were having a good giggle, knowing full well what was going on, and they were just having a giggle, right? So I'm sitting there going, oh my god, and all of a sudden I feel my stomach rumbling. I took hands down the biggest and most satisfying shit of my entire fucking life. Like greased lightning, literally. It was epic. I flushed. As I'm flushing and wiping up, I yell out into the living room, "Hey, can you guys pack me a bowl? I am no longer high." They were amazed. They were absolutely amazed. They're like, "Well, you got to do it a few more times to like really get the effect of." And I had no desire to do that again. I found it to be a useless endeavor for me, and a lot of dope went in, and it just seemed like expensive. Just seemed expensive. However, lots and lots and lots of people use intravenous. I'm very glad I dodged that bullet because it fucks you from the inside out. You have a tendency, your teeth rot from the inside out, your brain rots from the inside out beyond anything because you are going right into the system and there is no filter. Absolutely no filter. At least with your lungs, I don't know. It was different and it seems to attack your system differently. And you get dope sick, which means that when you are coming off withdrawal, when you have withdrawals, your body is just craving it. You're sick. You just feel disgusting. You feel these aches and you pains. You can't eat. You can't do anything. So if you're smoking when you have withdrawals, is you sleep. You just fucking sleep and you eat. You sleep and you eat. You sleep and you eat and you sleep and you eat. When people used to come in off the street in jail, we knew exactly who was coming off meth because, like, especially they smoked because they would just be in their rooms, just sleeping the entire fucking day, and they would eat so much bread. We used to call them Costa Rican breadophiles. It was pretty funny, right? Witty. So I'm glad I dodged that bullet. And earlier this earlier last year, so 2018, I I had to go in for a CT scan, and they told me that you're gonna taste most like they had to hook me up and do I can't remember the fluid they had to do, but they had to hook me up, inject some stuff coming out of this machine, and it was this contraption, right? And it was quite not alarming, but it was overwhelming. The situation was just overwhelming. So I can see how a lot of people would freak out in that. And she was describing to me the exact same situation that occurred to me when I shot up crystal meth, and it triggered me. It was like 3 years since I stopped using meth, but it triggered me hard. I'm sitting there trying to combat a craving as I'm getting pulled into that CT machine, as I'm tasting this shit, which tasted almost identical. I felt the rush. I felt the heat. It was awful. So I had to sit still for the CT scan, and I hated every fucking minute of it. And when I pulled out, I told the nurse, and she goes, "I've never heard that before." So I'm like, "Well, now you know. It's a very unpleasant situation for anybody who's ever used intravenous crystal meth." I can't speak to heroin. Never used it. That in that sense, I smoked it once or twice. I got so violently ill, so there's another bullet dodged. But yeah, so who knew a CT scan would trigger me in my addiction for using intravenous crystal meth? Absolutely fucking mind blowing, right? Anyways, kids, that's my story. Love you all. Stay safe.